The global music world was thrown into turmoil when 4 BTS members, Jungkook, Taehyung, Jimin RM, suddenly went live together, sending shockwaves across ARMY fandoms worldwide. The broadcast, which seemed casual on the surface, has since become the center of intense debate and speculation. Fans initially rejoiced at seeing their favorite idols together again, but sharp-eyed viewers quickly began noticing details that transformed excitement into deep concern. Where were they broadcasting from? And even more intriguingly, is it possible that BTS is secretly staying in the United States for reasons that have yet to be revealed? The live, which lasted nearly an hour, was filled with laughter, warm interactions, and nostalgic memories shared among the 4. Yet for those who observed carefully, subtle hints painted a far more complex picture. The background remained strategically blurred, and the lighting appeared far different from the familiar tones of their studios in Seoul. There were faint ambient sounds, people talking in English with distinctly American accents, that slipped through occasionally. Was this purely accidental, or were the members intentionally trying to mask their location while leaving breadcrumbs for ARMY to uncover? Jungkook, known for his spontaneous nature, nearly revealed more than intended on multiple occasions. At one point, he began speaking about something coming very soon but was interrupted mid-sentence by RM, whose tone, though calm, carried an undeniable urgency. This dynamic did not go unnoticed by fans, who have since dissected every word and expression during the broadcast. Was Jungkook hinting at a secret BTS project being developed overseas? Or was the group gathered for personal reasons, seeking refuge from the constant scrutiny they face in South Korea? The theory of a US location began to gain traction when Taehyung momentarily turned his camera toward a window. For less than a second, viewers caught a glimpse of what appeared to be palm trees swaying in the background under bright sunlight. That fleeting moment sent the fandom into overdrive. Could it have been California, where many artists retreat to work on international projects in privacy? Or Florida, a state often visited for its exclusive recording studios and luxury accommodations? Fans immediately began analyzing time zones, shadows, and even the pattern of sunlight in the clip to pinpoint their location. Jimin's behavior added another layer to the mystery. Known for his cheerful and talkative personality, he appeared unusually reserved during the live, often deflecting questions or smiling faintly without elaboration. His demeanor led some fans to wonder if he was consciously holding back critical information, aware that even the slightest slip-up could set off a media frenzy. Meanwhile, RM, ever the composed leader, repeatedly referenced the importance of reflection and taking time to breathe in cryptic statements that only deepened the sense of unease. The live ended as abruptly as it began, with no explanations provided and no confirmations given about their whereabouts. But the silence that followed was even louder than the broadcast itself. Why were only 4 members present, excluding Jin and Suga, who are currently serving their mandatory military duties? Was this gathering truly a casual reunion, or was it part of a larger, undisclosed plan? Why now, at a time when HYB is rumored to be tightening its control over BTS-related projects? Within hours, social media platforms exploded with theories. Some fans believe the group is preparing for a surprise collaboration with a major US artist, possibly in connection with the recent rise of solo endeavors by BTS members. Others suspect something even more monumental, that BTS is laying the groundwork for an independent unit, perhaps even positioning themselves to negotiate greater creative freedom outside of HYB's corporate structure. The possibility that BTS might be transitioning toward more autonomous international operations is both thrilling and terrifying for fans who have followed their journey since debut. Adding to the speculation, several unverified reports surfaced online claiming that private jets matching BTS's travel patterns were recently tracked landing in Los Angeles and New York. While these reports remain unconfirmed, they have only fueled the frenzy. Could it be that BTS is already working on a US-based project in secret, shielded from the South Korean media and even from certain parts of their own management? Or is this a calculated move to test fan reactions before making a formal announcement? No official statements have been released to clarify the situation. And yet, perhaps that is precisely the point. The absence of confirmation keeps the world talking, guessing, and waiting with bated breath. The possibility that Jungkook, Taehyung, Jimin, and RM are concealing something significant continues to haunt discussions, with every fan dissecting the live frame by frame, searching for hidden clues in their words, gestures, and even their silences. Theories abound. Some argue that BTS is simply taking a well-deserved break and wanted to reconnect with fans in an unguarded moment. Others insist this is the calm before a storm, a meticulously planned maneuver signaling a new era for the group that will change everything fans thought they knew about BTS. But what if neither of these scenarios is entirely true? What if something deeper, more delicate, and far more controversial is unfolding behind the scenes, away from the cameras and outside the public's grasp? This broadcast, however short and seemingly innocent, has left the fandom grappling with a singular, urgent question. Are BTS preparing for their most shocking move yet? Or are we witnessing a carefully staged distraction, designed to shift attention from larger issues within the company and the industry? One thing is certain. The air of mystery surrounding Jungkook, Taehyung, Jimin, and RM's appearance together has electrified the ARMY community in a way few events ever have. As fans continue to analyze every detail and debate the group's intentions, the possibility of an imminent revelation feels simultaneously thrilling and terrifying. Until answers emerge, all eyes remain on BTS, not just as musicians, but as cultural forces capable of rewriting the rules of the global entertainment landscape at any moment. The silence that followed the live broadcast was not merely an absence of sound. It became a void filled with speculation, anxiety, and the unsettling realization that even the smallest detail could hold immense significance. As fans continued to replay the footage repeatedly, frame by frame, searching for answers, a larger question began to emerge. How much of what we witnessed can truly be trusted? Was this live interaction a spontaneous and authentic moment between four members of the world's biggest group? Or could it have been a carefully orchestrated spectacle designed to provoke a specific reaction? There is no denying the emotional weight carried by seeing Jungkook, Taehyung, Jimin, and RM together after a period of relative silence. Yet should we, as viewers, accept such moments at face value? Or is it our responsibility to probe deeper into the context, the circumstances, and even the possible agendas that may lie beneath their smiles and laughter? Could it be possible that this live broadcast served as a calculated distraction, a way to divert attention from ongoing internal or external issues surrounding the group and their management? Consider the timing. Why now? Why choose this particular moment to appear together, excluding Jin and Suga, whose military service commitments are well known to fans? Could the exclusion of these two members hint at a split in priorities within the group, or perhaps even at larger structural changes happening behind the scenes? Or is this interpretation simply the product of fans overanalyzing what might have been nothing more than a brief reunion of friends? These questions are not merely rhetorical. They strike at the very heart of our relationship with media and celebrity culture. In an era where every gesture, word, and image can be amplified across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter within seconds, how can audiences distinguish between authentic human connection and content designed for virality? Are we witnessing BTS as they truly are, or are we seeing what certain forces, whether corporate, social, or cultural, want us to see? It is worth asking, why was the background of the live so carefully blurred? Why were the members so cautious with their words, to the point where Jungkook's natural spontaneity was repeatedly interrupted? Could this restraint suggest the presence of sensitive information that must remain hidden for now? Or is it possible that fans are imposing layers of meaning onto moments that, in reality, were completely innocuous? We must also reflect critically on the sources of our information. Much of what fuels the current wave of speculation comes not from official statements, but from fragmented clues circulating on social media platforms. Short clips posted on TikTok, reaction videos on YouTube, and hastily written tweets often become the basis for expansive narratives. But how often are these narratives grounded in verifiable facts? And to what extent are they shaped by the collective imagination of a fandom eager for any sign of their idols? Could it be that what we are witnessing is not truth, but a carefully constructed illusion, one designed to generate excitement, engagement, and ultimately revenue? Or is this skepticism itself a distraction from a deeper reality that BTS is on the brink of announcing something monumental? These possibilities pull fans in opposite directions, leaving them suspended between belief and doubt, between loyalty and critical inquiry. Perhaps the most important question we must pose is this: do we, as an audience, possess the discipline to remain skeptical in the face of emotional triggers? Are we capable of resisting the urge to accept every viral moment as evidence of a grander narrative? Or have we become complicit in a cycle where sensationalism and speculation feed our desires more effectively than truth ever could? If the live broadcast was, in fact, authentic, then its simplicity ought to be reassuring. But if it was in any way engineered, whether by the members themselves, their management, or external pressures, then it forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the dynamics of modern fandoms and the power of media manipulation. Do we truly know our idols as well as we think we do? Or are we merely consumers of stories curated to sustain our emotional investment? The absence of clarification from HYB or any official channels further complicates the situation. Is their silence a tacit acknowledgement of something significant brewing behind closed doors? Or is it simply a refusal to dignify baseless rumors with a response? How much weight should we give to their inaction? And how much is our interpretation of their silence shaped by our own hopes and fears? At this critical juncture, it is essential for fans and observers alike to embrace skepticism as a form of responsibility. We must ask, does the narrative we are constructing about BTS in America align with evidence? Or are we surrendering to a collective desire for drama? Are we, perhaps unconsciously, complicit in amplifying a hoax that serves no purpose other than to perpetuate endless cycles of speculation and emotional turbulence? There is undeniable power in moments like this. Power to unite millions, to generate conversation, and to keep a global phenomenon like BTS at the forefront of public consciousness. But we must ask ourselves who benefits most from this power. Is it the artists, who may long for privacy and authenticity? Is it the fans, who crave connection and meaning? Or is it the media ecosystem that thrives on engagement, controversy, and sensational headlines? This live broadcast will continue to haunt discussions for weeks to come. Yet as we revisit the footage, analyze the expressions, and debate the possible implications, we must remain vigilant against the dangers of emotional manipulation. In a world where even the most intimate glimpses of our favorite artists may be shaped by hidden agendas, the responsibility to think critically falls squarely on us. So we leave you with a question that demands deep reflection. Do you truly believe that what you saw was reality, raw and unfiltered? Or could it be that the live was a carefully crafted performance, a mirage designed to capture your attention while concealing the truth? Until the answers are clear, perhaps the most courageous act is not to believe, but to question.